Cloud9 can again get the Vox Fortress Grace, even though it's not it's not a broken comp. It just works really well for a team that plays as aggressive as Cloud9 once they're ahead and once they're stronger with their composition. Not only that, but it works great against Rhyme because Vox gets Poison Shiv usually, and Fortress Mortal Wounds apply that reduced fortified health coming onto him.
Not only that, but the percent health damage, is so strong against Rhyme as well. So it's something that we will have to be seeing if Cloud9 just wants to go for this. It's being presented to them, but they are going to change it up at least a little bit, picking the Lyra for themselves. Lyra, I think, is really good against Rhyme because you kind of match his long, drawn-out fights by being able to stay alive a little bit longer yourself with the sigils. And they're going to go in then with the Samuel. Lyra Samuel has been another pairing that Cloud9 has really liked to use.
Yeah, this is that kind of stay back, keep at arm's length composition that we saw in the final game of their semi-final as well. So we know that this is a composition that they're more than happy to play out, and we know it's something that they're truly efficient with. But now Rogue looking towards their final pick. They need to grab themselves a captain. What are you expecting to see?
What I'm expecting to see is either the Grace or the Ardent coming out, or the Lance for Evil. But before I said, oh, the Finn, he leaves all the captain that I mentioned, he goes for the Finn. But what I want to talk about is how impressive Cloud9's draft's been so far. First game, they have a clear strategy. They're banning away the Rhyme. They don't want to deal with it, and they have a comp in mind to go for it. This time, they leave it open. They expect Rogue to go for it, and they build a triple range composition to counter the Rhyme. Triple range works so well against Rhyme because you can just keep on guiding him and keep your distance. Yep. It completely shuts him down. So really impressed with C9's drafts when they're actually drafting seriously, and it's very nice to see.
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait to see how they can execute on this one as well. What are the opportunities that Rogue have to exploit in this game to pull out a win here?
It's going to rely on just being able to dive onto those backlines and somehow get past and through the Lyra and the range.
All right, we'll see if they can bring it to pass. It's time to get on into the second game of our final. Hashtag Vainglory8 on Twitter. But without further ado, let's pass it back to Humanist and Sean Ostino.
Well, that's right. We're here with Sean Ostino, ready for Cloud9 versus Rogue. Game 2 of these finals. Cloud9 look immaculate in their performance so far. But Sean, can Rogue upset this super team?
Well, Humanist, I feel like they could. They've got to play it really carefully here, especially with Hammy being on this Kestrel. If Kestrel can just get down to the carries of C9, blow them up, get some really strong damage with her weapon power. We're a little bit of troll from Evil here.
I'm getting
around.
dizzy, Evil. He's showing us his mechanics.
Game Bizzle too. They're dancing.
They feel like dancing. I feel like dancing. We got a Bakudo Finn skin out here. Ladies and gentlemen, now Pawn starts to dish out some damage. Winter Spire is coming out. Who's going to get this Elder Tree? And looks like it went the way of Joseph. Yes, Joseph with that Drifting Dark coming through there. Malice and Verdict's overpowered. So much damage coming out.
So much damage coming out, indeed. And later on in the game, too, we're going to see a lot of potential damage coming out of Old School and I Love Joseph. I'd like to see Old School pick up Breaking Point. I Love Joseph get a Broken Myth. They're going to be able to use Evil, this Finn, as a Broken Myth and Breaking Point stack machine to ramp up the damage in elongated team fights.
That's not fair. That's not fun for Evil. But what's Evil going to do about that?
Oh, man, he's just going to have to... I feel like he's going to have to get a stun, overdrive his Quibble to just make it to the point where he's going to be able to stun up the members of C9.
It's going to be tricky because a lot of them are going to be fighting from range, of course. Vox will have the ability to Sonic Zoom around. I also kind of worry for Hammy on this Kestrel pick, especially because they have the Lyra for Gabe Vizzle, and Gabe is very aggressive with this Lyra pick. Like he's one of the guys that will portal in right on top of the squishy carry.
Yeah, he could definitely do that. One thing that Evil could do, too, is he's, of course, going to have that Forced Chord available to him. If he can echo that, that's going to be pretty good.
C9 grab the Elder Dreams again, man. Okay, they're getting the gold, the experience, the region as well. This just allows them to snowball the early game so well.
Yeah, it does. And they're already 1,000 gold ahead. 2.5 minutes into the game so far. C9 could be playing a clean game here, just like last game.
C9 always play a clean game. It's just a matter of what can Rogue do. Rogue can beat C9, okay? The thing is, can they do it every game? No, they can't. So they just have to put together a really good performance, hope that C9 make a couple of mistakes. But the opportunity is here for Rogue to find a win.
It is an opportunity, and I feel like this is kind of a protect the carry composition.
Joseph, they checks the brush. Pawn's gonna find him. Winter Spire plus the chill wins. Joseph forced to use his boots. It's a 150-second cooldown. And Pawn still has his ready to go, but look at the healing. Gabe Vizzle just gives him the Imperial Sigil. He's healed right back up. This is going to be a little contest over the Treant here, especially this is going to be the last one before the shop spawns. Tammy's dropped down, raining Glimmer Shots down as Old School takes a whole bunch of damage. Drifting Dark is timed out. Now Pawn moves forward with his own boots. Chill wins down onto Joseph. Big Winter Spire damage. And Rogue able to grab this last Elder Treant. A really nice, a whole team effort to make sure that happened. Now, are they going to move forward and look to actually go for somebody else here? Gabe Vizzle, I think, kind of playing games, but Rogue's not going to be fooled. They move up, they take the back healing camp and the backs away from C9. Rogue, very smart decisions.
Very smart decisions here indeed. Oh, and there goes that mid-treant over to on the original there. They're not going to let up, Humanist.
And Evo booting forward, Hammy using the active camo to give himself a little move speed to get up in the lane even a little bit quicker here. You know what, Gabe was obviously playing games with them, trying to bait them back. It didn't work. He moves across the map, so he's going to take their mid away, but Rogue are just staying as 3 and applying pressure. They're probably wondering, like, where Gabe's at this point.
Yeah, they're probably wondering, Humanist, and he's down there. He actually picked himself up that Crucible. That's that option that we see here for Lyra. She could either go to Fountain Renewal or the Crucible route. Picks that up. That's going to allow for the blocks from those Forced Accords coming out of Evil once he hits that level 6 power spike. He's still got a way to get there. He's only at level 3 right now. So we're going to see how that unfolds when we get there.
How does that change maybe the way that Evil's going to look to approach these fights? Like having this Crucible just immediately and off the bat.
Well, that's why he's going to have to really have Gabe Vizzle burn that Crucible in some way. If somebody can burn a reflex block, then it's going to make Evil that much easier for him to be able to throw out those Forced Accords. Or he could grab an Echo for himself later in the game.
He could. Maybe Pawn throws a Valkyrie that can, you know, trigger out a Crucible potentially from Gabe Vizzle, but then you're going to look for really nice timing, make sure that everybody has proper positioning. It just feels like it's really hard to execute currently on what Rogue have drafted up.
Yeah, it's a very specific win condition, I feel, here for Rogue. Like, they've got to protect Hammy, because he's the main damage dealer here, this weapon-powered Kestrel. And then they've got to be able to throw out those... We've got to be able to burn Crucibles and Reflex blocks. We already have a Reflex block also on Old School as well, along with that Crucible for Gabe Vizzle.
Yeah, C9, like, there's many teams at the top level where still you'll see a Forced Accord thrown out, Crucible is burned from the captain, and then Carry uses his reflex as well. C9 is one of those teams where they have complete faith in their captain to block it, so they still hold their own reflex, and they can block off Atlas Pauldrons, anything else that actually comes through in a fight. So super efficiency out of a team like C9.
Yeah, it looks like they're going in here.
They're going in a little poke. It's not too big of a deal, and especially Evil's there with Blight Company, making sure his team is trading the damage efficiently. The healing comes right out of Gabe Vizzle. Now, this makes them group up. Blight Company pulls him back, Pawns in, he gets the chill wins. Joseph getting lit up, Glimmer Shots come through. Hammy actually finds a kill on its first blood, 6.5 minutes in here. Old School looking to trade out some damage, but you gotta respect the Kestrel.
You gotta respect the Kestrel. You also gotta respect the polite company coming out of Evil there. He's a force to be reckoned with, this unstoppable Finn. Bringing the enemies closer to him, giving that fortified health and shielding to his allies. It's pretty good for Rogue in that team fight.
Yeah, it's pretty good. In that fight, pretty good in most fights. Shatterglass being completed for Pawn. We saw this rhyme being played before quite a few times, and it was Shatterglass into Eve.
Yeah, if you actually look towards the middle of the map, we do see that that gold miner is filled up. So if C9 wants to just go ahead and rotate down, they could probably force a fight here out of Rogue.
One shot comes down. A nice prediction on where to throw that one shot from Hammy. It doesn't connect. It kind of threads the needle there right between C9, but they realize exactly where C9 are now. Looks like Rogue's shoving the lane. They're going to get good damage down onto the turret and have C9 mispositioned, or are they baiting Rogue forward? What's the play? Drifting Dark. They walk into the Winter Spire. Blight Company comes out of Evil, keeping his team in nice, healthy fighting shape. You can see C9 realize that they've pushed Rogue back, so they drop down into the jungle.
Yes, they did. We do see a Tyrant's Monocle online for Hammy. It looks like he's working towards Sorrow Blade too. That's going to give him that really good flat base damage on this Kestrel, and her damage does scale with those on those Glimmer shots. So, ooh, big damage though coming out of those Mouse and Verdicts.
Big damage. This turret's most likely going to go down. Are they going to hang out? Look at this. Who's going to focus the turret down? Who's going to be? Of course, it's Joseph making the plays. Pawn wants to get up there, but he's just a little too late to get into the lane and actually get any work done. So, feels bad, man, for Pawn.
Yeah, feels really bad. So, C9 looking to maybe take the front spot. They actually got taken away already. They're just going to rotate back to their own jungle. We do see that Poison Shiv online for Old School. It's giving him some sustain there during these team fights. And while he's farming, we see the Frostburn there for I Love Joseph. That's allowing him to slow up the already slow side of Rogue with their Rhyme and the Finn.
I really like it, especially into the Rhyme. Like, Brian wants to live on top of your face. If you can just kite him back, it's going to be so good. Old School moving forward, Evol sees the scout trap go down. He's going to be able to clear that out immediately. Really nice awareness out of Old School there.
Yeah, nice awareness. It looks like, yeah, I'm looking over at I Love Joseph now, and he's actually working towards Broken Myth there. And he's got some energy regen too.
I'm going to be really sad. Oh, no! Evil! The Forced Accord. Literally what I was about to say. Old School throws the wait for it, switches over to Hammy. Hammy kites back. And he has the damage. He's traded out. They're actually able to take Old School down. Massive damage coming out of the Kestrel. The chase is on. They take Gabe Vessel as well. Rogue finding 2. They're up 3-0. Joseph wants some. He's in the Drifting Dark. Moving forward. The Malice and Verdict corrupt. The Genius propped off of Evil. Maybe he's looking for a target here. Joseph, if he gets a little energy, maybe he could take someone down. Nope. Rogue are going to take the turret, and they're out of here. Man, Rogue, a great game so far.
Yeah, 3-0 now at nearly 10 minutes in. Good capitalization on that team fight, taking down 2 members of C9, and they took a turret for their troubles, Humanist.
Yeah, they take a turret out. Very nice plays. I'm excited to see Rogue finding some signs of life here now. C9 really actually starting to come into their own on the flip side as we start to look at the items that are coming together. Joseph will be building into Broken Myth next. And, of course, you know, their boots are not ready to be used right now. So if they get caught out, maybe that's going to be bad for them. But as they get these items and boots upgraded, it could be great for them.
Also interesting to see that Gabe Vizzle has prioritized that flare gun. Looks like he may be building into a contraption later on, as opposed to having mines in his inventory, or scout traps rather.
I like that. I mean, he's getting a lot of the health, and then of course, whoop, another pull, blocked off. I don't think
off
that
the
was
mark.
Gonna connect there. Pawn. He had nice positioning. Pawn throwing the Winter Spires. A lot of Winter Spire damage. Look at that. Polite Company pulls him right back in. The synergy is so good. Forces the Fountain out one shot. Just off the mark there, but wow, you can see that there's massive synergy here with this composition that Rogue's put together. Now C9 are going to move forward. You think that they're going to contest this Gold Miner. Gold Miner's really going down quickly.
Gold payout
The Gold Miner going the way of Rogue. That's 400 gold each, and C9 are completely thwarted.
Yeah, 2,000 gold in the lead for Rogue now. Evil pulling him in with that Polite Company, and then the synergy coming out of that and the Winter Spire's chill wins. It's a very interesting combo that we're seeing here out of Rogue, and then Hammy just raining down the Glimmer shots and one shot, one kills.
Hammy's been playing like a monster. I really got to give a lot of credit over to Hammy here. But you know what's crazy to me is watching the damage coming out from the Winter Spires in that last fight. It felt like Pawn the Original already had a Broken Myth and it was stacked up because those Winter Spires were cutting through C9.
They were. There was a lot of big CP damage that we were seeing coming out onto C9. And we're 12 minutes in here, Humanist. The Broken Myth is available on I Love Joseph. He's going to have to do a lot of work on this Samuel.
Well, if anybody could do it, it would be Joseph. I mean, he's in a great place. Old School still has weapon infusion here. Just a little bit left over, but if they get into a fight, he will have that ready to help him out. Forced Accord comes out, you know, blocked off again. At this point, I would expect, like, any Forced Accord that they have any vision of at all to be blocked off.
Oh yeah, I agree, and we know that Gabe Vizzle is the master of blocking when he has that Crucible up. He's got Contraption now, and he's putting it to very good use. We see a lot of Scout Mines all over the jungle. Mustache Bush, their jungle, they have pretty good vision control right now. Not that much vision for Rogue all over the map. So if if C9's going to be able to take advantage of this game, now's the time to do it with the vision down.
Yeah, there's kind of this window of opportunity when you pick up the contraption too. If you have kind of got a footing in vision, it allows you to really just take a massive advantage. So I think Gabe's going to look to try and get vision down forward wherever he can across the map now. But it's Evil. He's going to have to play that catch-up game at this point, which is really not too fun to play.
He's going to have to, and he is putting down some vision. He's got flares coming out. He's got scout traps in his inventory. We also see Crystal Infusion picked up by Pond the Original, so it looks like he may be wanting to fight along with his team pretty soon.
Yep, I love that. I think Rogue have just signaled with these infusions being popped off, like they're ready to go, but Cloud9 are prepared for them. They have their own infusions. They're going to start up the gold miner. Is this bait? What's the play here? Rogue, they're waiting for Hammy to get up here. Hammy has 3 offensive weapon items completed now, working into his 4th. And it's just going to get stronger and stronger. Old School needs 1 corner shot off the bat. Oh, a nice quibble to start things off. More treads come out. They all block off the pull. The silence comes through as well. Really nice plays out of both teams here, but neither side able to find a really clean engage.
Yeah, they're not willing to commit. Once we have Evil get that Echo, he's going to be able to do double forced accords. And if he lands a second one, it's going to be a world of hurt for C9.
World of hurt for C9 and all C9 fans worldwide. Pawn moves in. He's looking to steal this gold mine away, throwing the Winter Spires down. It's kind of baiting C9 away, as the C9 obviously want to put damage onto Pawn. They don't feel safe just taking the gold miner, and once again, it's going to be dropped off. This is such a great tool to bait your teammates into your opponents into fighting. Minion Candy actually comes out on the gold miner. Who's going to get it? It's actually Joseph is able to claim that off now. Evol moving back with his team. Active camo down in the choke point. Flares out from both teams. They're not going to be caught by surprise, but C9 see an opening where they drop down. They'll take the Crystal Sentry.
You cannot give C9 any kind of advantage. They take the advantage with the gold mine. Now they just rotated through the jungle, cleaned up that objective. Are they going to walk
into a quibble?
Uh-oh.
Oh, one block came out there. Now the chase is on. Gabe Vizzle taking a whole bunch of damage. Will they be able to kill him? Yes, they will. Now they're looking for more. Joseph's dropping low as well as Old School. 392 damage on that Glimmer shot coming out of Hammy. 1 shot, 1 kill, 642 damage. Precision point accuracy coming out of Hammy there.
Forced of Cord was available for Evol as well. I'm surprised they didn't use it to pull one of the members in, like to maybe pull I Love Joseph in. But for killing 2 members of C9, now we're having a Kraken go over to Rogue, and they're at 0-5 right now in favor of Rogue. And the gold is evened up, but the Kraken is on the leash.
The thing is, though, when teams are playing against Cloud9, they're so good that as we're watching this, like, even if a team appears to have control and has a net worth lead, which they really don't have a major net worth lead, it still feels like Cloud9 will come back into the game. Let's see how this plays out. Can Rogue take advantage? Oh, a nice block on this force scored coming out of a nice angle, actually, from Evol. Evol's going to move forward. He may be building into that Echo that you mentioned as well earlier, Sean. His turret's getting chunked down. Hammy has massive damage coming out onto this objective. Pawn's going to move around the bottom side of the wall here, throwing Winter Spires out. There's not going to be another Force to Cord coming out in this fight here. It's just the cooldown's way too long. But they can use his abilities to make sure that Hammy gets in range to apply damage and stays safe. So Rogue take 2 turrets. They're going to back out.
Yeah, they're backing out, and we didn't really see very many trades going on. No one goes down from either team, and this Crystal Sentry, I feel like Rogue's taken a mark out of the book of Cloud9, rotating down, clearing out the jungle.
That's exactly what they're doing here. And, you know, Rogue know exactly what to do. A lot of these top teams know exactly what to do. It's just a matter of being in position to actually, you know, capitalize on that advantage. So Rogue find themselves in the driver's seat, and they're like, oh, all right, well, we'll have your jungle. We'll have a little Crystal Sentry and some turrets as a side dish.
Yeah, I feel like what we have here for C9 is really more of a siege composition. We got the range, we've got the kiting ability from I Love Joseph. They need to be able to get closer to these turrets and force fights around the turrets. If we can have a good bulwark, good crucibles, continue to keep C9 safe, then we could potentially see them push back here.
I feel like we're going to see a very aggressive play out of C9 here in any moment. Hammy most likely ends up being the target. Old School has his breaking point. Did he have that in the last fight? I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I think he did. Well, either way, this is a great tool for him right now. Like, getting a couple breaking point stacks. You said the Finn is that just the easy target to stack on.
Breaking point magnet. Broken myth magnet.
Yeah, exactly. But if he gets in there, he does put himself in range of maybe a Winter Spire Glimmer Shots coming through as well. And there's a lot of damage output potential for both of these teams. Rogue just kind of has the upper edge right now.
Hammy actually just picked up a a tornado trigger when he passed by the shop. Oh, force cord off the mark, blocked up actually. Looks like they're going for an engage, Humanist.
Yeah, let's see what's going to play out. 14 seconds, 13, 12 seconds on the Crucible for Gabe Bizzle. And I guess Rogue not realizing that was on cooldown right there, so they're going to hang back. Not really a problem. Kraken just coming out of the pit right now. And Rogue have very good positioning here, superior positioning to Cloud9. Are they going to start capturing this Kraken? They're going to start up for some really bold plays right here. And C9 may choose to just push here. This will be a free turret for them. And if they draw back and take the Kraken, well, that's free money as well. All right. Turret's down, C9. What's the play? Ward treads in. Joseph's getting lit up. Can Joseph survive through this? Yes, he can. He's in the drifting bark. They're moving back. The huge crits coming out of Hammy. They put Old School down. One shot comes through. I don't think it connected as Joseph just got massive healing coming out of Gabe Vizzle. And my goodness, Joseph and Gabe Vizzle left to defend against 3 from Rogue and the Kraken marching down the lane. 25 seconds-ish until Old School will be respawning here. Sean, how do Rogue approach this?
This is a really dangerous position for C9. Rogue, they can play pretty well with this. Oh, the force cord.
They find the Quibble, the Polite Company back, and they take him down there. You need only one force to cord to make it happen. Now, Old School, about 5 seconds from respawning. He's going to be up very shortly here. Gabe Bizzle's doing his best. The last turret is taken down, and now Rogue are on to the Vein Crystal. Unbelievable. I don't think a lot of people would have predicted this would happen, Sean, but Rogue are going to take game 2 and tie up the finals here 1-1.
What an impressive play coming out of Rogue with the gold almost dead even, the 7 kills. They played the game low and slow, and they won the game. We're going to a game 3.
Low and slow, C9 and kept close the entire game, but couldn't find the win. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to hear what our analysts have to say.